What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about Ski Mask the Slump God. Ski Mask has been around since mid 2010s, and at this point has, if not a nearly 10-year career, or if not a 10-year career, a nearly 10-year career. And it's pretty crazy to think about, like it just feels like yesterday that he was probably dropping SoundCloud songs that were going crazy. And now we're in the year of 2025. And I love Ski Mask. He's one of the most unique rappers, especially from that era. I think his style, his flow, it's all just super unique to him. Even if you can kind of compare him to other guys, like no one quite does it like Ski Mask, especially when it comes to ad libs. Some of the best ad libs to ever come out. Um, and overall, I really, really enjoy him as an artist. Last year, he dropped his first album in a really, really long time. First album since Stokely in 2018. He dropped a small mixtape that I don't think did too much as far as people talking about it. I enjoyed it. It was a very, very Ski Mask fan project, though. I mean, it wasn't really even supported like that, so the numbers it did aren't really that important anyway. But he dropped his new album, 11th Dimension, last summer, and I personally really, really liked the album. It was kind of just Ski Mask doing him, like the type of production, everything was very, very reminiscent of all of his older work, which for someone with as little actual song, like he really doesn't have that much music out. In the grand scheme of things, especially like studio albums, I'm sure there's a lot of kind of like not throwaway, but more mixtapey type stuff and stuff from the SoundCloud era. Like he's got a lot of that out. But as far as like actual album, he really just doesn't have that much music. So to me personally, it didn't feel too repetitive or too stale. I liked it. I mean, it very much sounded like 2018 era type beats. Um, but personally, I was a little disappointed just because he's been away for so long. Like I mean, he was going through it. I mean, a bunch of his friends have passed away. Like I completely, yeah, take your time, man. If that's what you need, that it's not easy, I'm sure, to lose that many people that close to you, especially people that can relate to you on the level of being an artist and being a rapper with, the type of following that he has. Not that's, you're really narrowing down the list at that point. So I completely understand, not really feeling too creative or wanting to put stuff out after that. But with, he's coming back, I just don't know if this was the best project for where he's at right now in his career. Um, I think that if he really, really wanted people to come back and kind of check him out, he should have had more features. I think he only had one feature, if I remember correctly, and that was Juice. And I mean that song was good. I mean, I liked it, but I mean that's already kind of like the same type of fan base. Like I would have loved to really see him work with a bunch of the new guys that have popped up since he's kind of taken his hiatus. I mean, whether it be producers or other rappers, I just feel that more fresh take could have gotten more people to want to check this out. Like I said, I still loved the album that we got. I heavily enjoyed it. I just don't know if at where he's at in his career with the level of like if he's trying to get back on like that. I guess if he just wants to make the music that he's making and he's fine doing that, then more power to you. But I have a feeling that he would want to be kind of like in the mainstream again, just because he lends himself very well to that type of music. Like I said, I mean, I feel like everyone would agree that no one's got flow quite like him. Like he has such a unique style that lends itself well to TikTok or any of these kind of trendy more things. And not to say that that's all you should really be caring about in your music, but to really, really kind of just launch you back into the forefront of people's eyes, I think that that would have been a much better approach to take to this album. Like I said, hey, maybe he didn't want that. Maybe he's like fine, just kind of staying on his lane. I was already planning on making this video, and then this morning I saw an IG story from him where he was asking for beats that kind of sounded like his old stuff with X, and basically it just sounds like he wants to maintain that style of production from that era. And I mean, like I said, I enjoy his music, I enjoy his style, so I'll always kind of check out his music. But I just don't know if that's what a lot of people that aren't fans of him would want. And I think that maybe a little bit more of mixing up your sound, a little bit more experimentation, could do a lot of good for him as far as drawing new eyes. He dropped Stokely 2018. Not a lot of people talked about that mixtape, which I think was like 2021. So that's 6 years because it was last year between his projects. He had his singles here and there, and like definitely ones that even did well on TikTok. But I just feel like there's probably a large amount of people that aren't as familiar with Ski Mask as people that were, teenagers in that 2018, 2017, 2016 era. And I think that, like I said, he still has just such a likable and enjoyable flow and style that even if you are someone that's not really a fan of him, I feel like you can't really help but kind of like vibe to it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I know I'm a fan, but I just feel like he's always had that kind of quality of like just sounding so different and so uniquely him that you can't help but notice him. And honestly, you can't help but like it either. That being said, though, I do think that if he was trying to get to the mainstream again, there are things he can do. Like ramping up features and collabs, that would really, really help, as well as just in general dropping more music. Like I said, I get that hiatus. That's a lot of mental health issues, I'm sure, that sprung up out of losing people that are that close to you. And definitely take your time when it comes to that stuff. But he seems to be ready and seems to be, wanting to release music again. So I just would not let up on the gas as far as dropping. Like he dropped that album, I think, in like June or July. It was sometime over the summer. And he should not really be waiting more than a year, I think, to drop another project. I think like 8 to 10 months, like he should probably be dropping an EP or something to feed people, because it just isn't enough in my opinion. And I also just really, really think he could benefit from experimentation with the sound, whether it be changing up the entire style of production that he's getting, or maybe just kind of slowly transitioning into more modern stuff that also takes from, the style that he's known for. And honestly, TikTok's around for now. I mean, it looks like it's gonna stay. There's talks, and just with how big it is, I can't imagine something not getting figured out. But I guess there is a chance it doesn't get figured out. And with that being the case, he might really, really want to capitalize on it while it's still here and make another. I can't remember the song, but he had that one song with Lil Yachty and Danny Towers or something, like Danny How You Feel, that song. Like he's done it before, and he lends himself to that type of song very well. So if he wants to, I think he could easily cook up something that could end up catching for him. And I mean, the odds are it's probably not going to go away just because of how big of a platform it is. But on the off chance, and it's still not available on the App Store though. So I mean, people are probably watching now because they aren't sure. So it honestly might be the best time to be trying to do that. But let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I love Ski Mask. I hope he's just happy. I hope he just drops projects that he enjoys like every other artist. I always hope that for them. But if he is trying to maybe recapture a little bit of that mainstream success and mainstream audience, I do think that there are ways for him to get back into that space. But thank you very much for listening. Have a great day. See ya.